Hey everybody, what's going on? Big love to Cosmo and his wife. They sent us a ridiculously sized gift through PayPal the other day for Christmas. Mwah, big love out there. Thank you so much. As you can see, we've already spent some of your money on beer, and I'm probably going to need some acne medication on top of that. But thank you so much. If you see them in the comment section below, leave a little bit of love for the dude for being able to skip past that 5-second ad. Now, let's roll into Star Wars out there. Nothing makes sense with the Rise of Skywalker numbers. Nothing makes sense. This movie now has something like 50,000+ reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's still at 86%. That number hasn't budged at all. Now, this doesn't at all reflect the general consensus out there that this movie was poorly done. Right? There's some people out there. This movie's very interesting. For the SJWs out there that love The Last Jedi, not because it's a good movie, but because it upsets the fandom out there, they're upset that this movie doesn't go in the same direction of just making no sense. It still shits on the original canon to a certain extent, if you know what I'm talking about. But they're not happy that it wasn't so upsetting to us out there because J.J. Abrams and Disney learned their lesson and they said, shit, we better throw some fan service, right? We better dig up one of those old crusty white males from the original series and jam them back in this. And that's really upset the SJW numbnuts out there. Now, everybody seems to be upset that the movie's just poorly done in general. It sounds like it's 2 to 3 movies crammed into one because J.J. Abrams is trying to fix everything that Roundhead Johnson did in The Last Jedi. So this movie ends up pleasing nobody, alright? There's fan service out there, so it appeals to me, but I'm not interested in watching this movie because Disney's burned me and you guys have just crashed. You've cratered this franchise, so you've already lost me and my friends as a potential customer. And those idiots that you were catering to, pandering to, now they're upset because you didn't make the entire cast gay or something. I can't keep up with what those idiots want. So, nice work. You've fucked this entire franchise up. But now look at what they're trying to tell us. They're telling us that on Christmas night, this movie made $32 million. It was projected to bring in $35 million on Christmas. That's essentially what it brought in the sneak preview night. Now, how the hell does that make any sense? This movie, for its opening 3-day weekend, had 3 projection revisions downwards because there was a lack of interest for this movie. This movie was fumbling as it launched. You can't then tell me, oh yeah, by the way, on Christmas, a few days later, it all of a sudden rebounds and does way better. That would make sense if the word of mouth was super positive, but the word of mouth has been dragging this movie. There's very few reviews out there that say it's a good movie and you should go spend your money on it. These people are split all over the place because, again, of the utter mishandling of this franchise. And so, none of this makes any sense, whether it's the reviews or the amount of money it's making, and I don't see enough people. I know Jeremy from the Quartering's been making a lot of videos talking about how the Rotten Tomato numbers, they just don't make any sense. How do you have 54,000 reviews on this movie, and the overwhelming consensus that this movie's negative, but the 86% that it's at has not at all budged. It's not gone up, but it hasn't moved down at all. You're telling me all 54,000 people who left a review on Rotten Tomatoes loved this movie enough to where you can keep the percentage at the same point? Meanwhile, everybody who's talking about the movie is shitting on it? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So Jeremy's been doing a good job hammering that. He even found another YouTuber who was actually pulling out the reviews and aggregating them for people and pointing out that the way that these were written looks like an AI bot wrote all of these reviews, which would make a lot of sense because they're not in-depth reviews and they all say the same buzzwords. Saga, the great saga, end of the saga, fantastic end of the saga, saga. No one's calling this movie a saga. Jeremy's completely right with the situation. It looks to me like Disney is doing what it did with Captain Marvel. It's obviously padding the reviews, and then it's also buying tickets, right? The amount of people who sent me images of the empty movie theaters for the Rise of Skywalker, it's weird to me that all of a sudden now on Christmas Day, you'd have all of these things full to the point where you're bringing in, you guys were projecting $35 million. That's a staggering amount of money. That's what you guys brought in the first day, your sneak preview. That shit doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't be beyond reason that a Disney executive maybe dumped $10 million into ticket sales for this. The difference between 22 million on Christmas and 32 million in the eyes of investors, in the eyes of the people who go to Deadline Hollywood to get information, all these people who are reading these shill sites out there, that difference is staggering. But $10 million to Disney is literally nothing. Right? It's if Disney was a house, $10 million would be the fucking change in the couch cushions, man. $10 million is nothing to these people. And again, we saw this type of stuff with Captain Marvel. How many times did you see a Twitter post from somebody at a Captain Marvel screening and they're showing there's nobody there? There was nobody there. Disney will buy tickets. It just makes sense that you would buy tickets. You can't tell me that this is a ridiculous conspiracy theory that Disney would do this type of stuff. And then on the same hand, all of these shows that Disney owns, the Jimmy Kimmel Show, those late night comedy shows, all of these actors out there, they all have millions and millions and millions and millions of subs and nowhere near the amount of interaction on any of their social media that makes any sense. Disney and its conglomerates below it will buy subscribers. They will buy views. It's not fucking unprecedented that they would go out and buy ticket sales. It would make total sense that they would do this because spending $10 million on Christmas Day to buy some of these tickets to the point where all of the positive press now, they're buying positive press. All of these sites, Deadline, Kotaku, Polygon, all these, like, Star Wars is back, take that, you Russian trolls. Look at this, it rebounded, it was off to a janky start, but Star Wars is back, crushing all estimates, bringing in $32 million on Christmas Day, puts it right back into the projection lines to making $1 billion. See that? Now it's back in line to make... This movie, this Star Wars movie, the end to your 9-movie saga out there, was faltering in its projections to bring in that $1 billion, which would have been devastating to Disney just from a media position. If this movie doesn't make $1 billion, they're in some shit. And so, I don't know. It seems to me that this could technically be reasonable. This could be real. I just don't buy it. It doesn't pass the smell test. I think Disney is buying views. I think that they are padding these numbers. You even have a CPA from Disney Executive Towers over there who's gone to the FEC, or is the SEC, and has filed a complaint that Disney cooks its books. Holy shit, boys! A multi-trillion-dollar transnational corporation cooking its books? That's never been done before. But anyway, boys, no one on the shill authoritative source media is talking about this. They're all just running around saying, look, Star Wars is back, made $32 million on Christmas. And I figure I just want to make a video saying there's a little bit of opposition thought to this. I know there's a ton of people, I'm sure, in my audience and in the Fandom Menace audience that's like, these numbers don't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. But of course, I'm sure that's a conspiracy theory, and that would be highly irregular to talk about conspiracy theories, because I know these shill media sites, while they're still running around telling everybody that only Russian bots and white supremacist racists hate The Last Jedi, dare thinking that Disney would buy tickets to pad its numbers. That's the conspiracy theory, not the Russians. No. Everybody loves Star Wars except for Russian bots. Well, anyway, boys, there you have it. Star Wars makes $32 million over Christmas in one day, back in line to make $1 billion, and everybody's like, yep, this makes total sense. Star Wars is back. And I'm not buying it. All right, boys, thanks so much for watching the video, supporting the channel, and again, Cosmo and family, damn, boys, damn. You are too generous out there. Thank you so much. We will use those funds for this fight against this culture war, for this fight for freedom. Thank you so much. And make way, boys. For the new year, you can guarantee the salt will flow.